The world's greatest podcast in America, John Reed, Cody McClure. I ain't got much of a voice left, Cody, so I don't know how long we can talk today.
Well, you sound terrible, but you look good, so can't go wrong there. I guess you made it back from Detroit. That's good news. Plane didn't crash or anything, so good to be here, huh?
No, but I got to say the trip up there and back was one of my three worst recent flying experience, and for no particular reason. There was nothing that anyone did wrong. It's just I was very antsy. I was very fidgety. I didn't feel good. So I was so ready to get off that damn plane last night, even though it was only like an hour flight. I was still miserable.
Your flight back was a bad experience, the one coming from Detroit?
Yeah, I was just antsy. I don't know. I was uncomfortable in the seats. I was feeling claustrophobic. Maybe it was just coming down off of 3 straight days of drinking. I think that maybe was making me feel bad. I don't know.
Did you have like the shakes?
I don't think I had the shakes. I wasn't like having withdrawal or anything. I don't know. I just felt uncomfortable. I just wanted to go lay on a bed somewhere. I didn't sleep on a bed. Thursday night, I only got like 4 hours of sleep. I was up at 3:30 a.m. Friday was a marathon day. Friday was a throwback to college days. Friday was we touched down in Detroit. Me and my two friends. Shout out to Terrell and Marwan. We both got there. All three of us got there basically at 9 a.m. And we all had access to the Delta Lounge. And if you have access to the Delta Lounge, you get some food and drinks. And we sat there for about 4 hours just pounding whiskeys. And everyone there was like, "Where are you guys flying?" And we're like, "Here, like this is it." Because I guess they thought we were like pre-gaming for like some big vacation. Like, "Where are you guys headed?" We're like, "Oh, nowhere. We're here. We're just getting our day started."
Yeah.
And we just sat there drinking and made it back to his cousin's house in downtown Detroit. And I got, I think, like a 45-minute nap in, and then we got right back to drinking. It was like a 20-hour marathon where I took Adderall for the second time of my life.
Hell yeah.
And up until about midnight 30, the only thing I had eaten was an adult Lunchables that I made from the charcuterie board inside the lounge. I just had some cheese and crackers and meat. And then I ate, Terrell got some food at the game, and he let me have his fries, and that was all I had eaten all day. About 21 hours of drinking and Adderall, and Friday was a great day.
Yeah. You're out there living like a gangster, like a modern-day Tarzan out there at the airport.
It was a long day. It was a fun day. And then Saturday we went to the museum, and then went back to drinking after that.
The museum, huh? Yeah.
The Detroit Institute of Art. No, I'm being serious. I did go there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
No, I'm being serious. We went to the Detroit Institute of Art, the DIA.
Why? Why'd you do that?
Because you always say I need to be more cultured and go to museums, so I went to the museum. I'm not kidding around. I'm not kidding around. We went to the museum. We checked out. I don't know if it's always like that, if it was because it was Easter weekend, but there was a lot of like religious stuff with it, and like paintings from like the 1600s, 1300s. And then there was a wing on like black cinema and the history of black cinema. And then there was like some medieval time shit and some other stuff from other periods. And yeah, we walked around the museum for about 40 minutes, and then I had to go to the bathroom. I sat in the bathroom the last 15 minutes, and then I think we left.
Did you find yourself to be moved by the experience? Were you?
No.
Are you better for it?
Some of it was cool. Yeah, some of it was cool. I don't know if I'll say I'm better for it, but I enjoyed it. I did find myself wondering, like how I would have fared back in like the medieval jousting days, like whenever I was looking at the armor and stuff they had. Just because it was so tight, and I was just wondering if it would have fit on my head. Would I have been able to have a helmet made for me, or was it just kind of, hey, here's the helmet we have. Either it fits you or it doesn't. and will smush your brain because otherwise I would have been dead.
They would have had to custom make you one of those big iron helmets. Or did they have any of those the iron cages that they put on talkative women's heads? You know, that's a thing they did back in the medieval time. If there was a woman who was too talkative, they put a metal cage around her head.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, I thought maybe they would have had one of those in the exhibit.
I didn't make it all the way through the exhibit. Like I said, my stomach started hurting from all the drinking the day before, so I ended up in the bathroom for about the last 20 minutes, and by that point, I think my host and his friend's edible had worn off, and I think they were ready to go at that point.
Out there taking Adderall, taking illegal drugs and drinking. What a time! What a time to be alive.
They popped some edibles before they went to the museum, so I think maybe they had a better time looking at stuff than I did.
Whew. Yeah, depending on when they hit you, those edibles, I know they can be kind of rough. So you had then you had to go Johnny Poopy Pants at the art museum.
Yeah. I think that was about 1:00. I think that was like the fifth shit I had to take on Saturday morning. So
nice.
Quite impressive for somebody that barely ate the day before. So yeah, I need to go to the doctor and get my stomach checked out, I think.
Well, you just had to get all those demons out, I mean, that's part of the deal. I had one the other day that was pretty bad in public. I took a shit so bad the guy in the stall next to me threw up. It was in one of those. I'm serious. It was in one of those public bathrooms. I just went into like a Marriott, and it had two stalls in there, and there was a guy next to me, and he started throwing up. And I assume it was my smell that made him do that because he wasn't throwing up when I went in there. So sometimes you got a bad one, man.
When you say throwing up, you mean just like gagging or like stuff
like I'm in there exploding. It was one of those where you blow the shit up on the back side of the toilet. It blows up into the bowl, like it gets on your legs. You got to wipe your legs off. And I was just releasing all my demons over there, splashing all over the place like a kid in a bathtub with one of those little rubber ducks, like when you're a kid, you're splashing around, splish splash. That's what I was doing in the toilet bowl. And the guy next to me is just over there fighting for his life. It was great.
Did either of you guys speak to the other, or did you just pretend like you didn't hear what was going on?
No, we didn't speak. No, that would be too awkward.
I think I would have had to ask him, "Hey, man, you all right?"
Yeah, he should have been asking me.
You okay?
But I mean, you gotta celebrate. You gotta celebrate. It was Easter weekend, so I'm sure I wasn't the only one that had some issues there. A lot of people eating eggs, Easter weekend. And Transgender Day of Visibility also yesterday. So shout out to our trans listeners.
Was that real?
I think so. Yeah.
It was one of those things I saw like people tweeting about it on Saturday, but I was not in the proper headspace to actually like look into it at all. So I didn't know if it was something that some fake account had posted. Like I saw like the tweet and the release, but I was like, is that real? And I didn't bother to look into it because I try not to get into the culture wars.
Yeah, of course. I think it was real, though. I think it was an official release from the White House. But you gotta celebrate that. There were people celebrating Jesus, of course. He was risen. Tell you what, I was also pretty risen myself watching that Haley Van Lith play on Saturday. I'm sitting there. She's a dirty little bitch, isn't she? I was sitting there watching her. I said, I am risen. And she really hit those free throws at a crucial time. And I thought she played well. The other girl played well, too. And Haley Van Lith, though. I wonder what those game shorts smell like. Anyway, LSU and Iowa tonight, a big game. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese again. Some people say Angel Reese is not even the best player on her own team, too, But
what do you think?
I thought that other girl, the Flau'jae Johnson or whatever, I thought she's a baller. I think she's their best player, but
get out your feelings, get a bag. That's what she said after the game. That's one of the rap songs she has. She's a rapper. I don't know if you know that or not, but
Yeah, yeah.
get out
That's
your
all,
feelings, get a bag. That's what one of her songs says.
that's also what that guy in the stall next to me said.
Get out your
So
feelings and get a bag and help clean this up.
get a bag
Yeah,
to
no,
throw up in.
Floud J is a beast. She's really good, and you know I'm riding LSU tonight.
Yeah.
I'm riding LSU tonight. I said I want to stay out of the culture war, but the culture war is coming to our doorstep tonight at 7:00 with LSU versus Iowa, with America's sweetheart Caitlin Clark, white girl, going up against a team that's brash and loud and led by a bitch and Kim Mulkey, and they talk trash. It's going to be pretty fun. Last year in that national championship, it was fun, and watching everyone cry coming out of it and argue about it and all that. And this year, I think it's actually going to be worse.
I'm excited for it. I'm going to try to tune in somewhere. First women's basketball game I've been excited for in a long time, so it should be fun. I do think LSU's the more complete team. Iowa's got the best player, but LSU's probably got the better team, so we'll see. Um, as far as our game yesterday, I knew we were in trouble. You probably didn't see this because you were there, obviously, but I knew we were in trouble before the game when they were doing a segment on CBS about Jonas Adu's love for his stuffed giraffes. Apparently,
Oh no!
yeah,
Oh no!
yeah.
I didn't know that. Is that a new thing? Have we talked about his stuffed giraffes this year?
I don't know. They did a segment on it because apparently that's his nickname. They call him the giraffe, and they were showing in his apartment. He's got all these stuffed animals. I thought, fuck, we're done. We're done.
You,
I
you,
knew it then. I knew he was going to have a bad game as soon as I saw that.
you can't do that and then come out and play the way he did. I mean, you knew it was going to be a long day for him, or I guess a short day. He only played 10 minutes, but he came out and airballed his first shot. It was like a 4-foot hook shot. He airballed it, or a 4-foot kind of push shot. He airballed that. Purdue missed their first shot, but we gave up an offensive rebound put back by the big circus freak, and they just dominated us down low the entire game.
Jonas was missing shots, but he was also fumbling the ball around, and he was getting worked in the paint, and he had no ball control. I mean, it was terrible. You know, it's bad when they got to play the Estrella kid, but Adu was not a giraffe in yesterday. He looked like a giraffe with autism in yesterday's game.
Estrella played pretty well. I mean, he came in as a freshman, and you had to throw him in there, and he performed pretty well. He played the most minutes. He played the most minutes of our bigs. Adu played 10 minutes. Awaka I think played 13 or 14 because of foul trouble, and Estrella played 15. He had the most minutes of all our bigs, which is crazy.
Probably not the best recipe to win the game, but I don't know. What are you going to do?
Lose.
Goddamn fucking freak.
That's what you're going to do is lose.
Yeah, I mean, when they got a player who's made in a lab, there's not much you can do.
What did you think of his heel turn after the game?
I didn't really keep up. I mean, I saw he said something about Barnes, and he said "fuck" in the post game presser or whatever. But like, I was so dejected after we lost. I took the loss pretty hard, harder than I thought I would take it. It took me a couple hours. I really wanted those boys to win yesterday, and so I didn't really keep up with much of the post game. I saw a couple tweets, but
yeah, it was one of those. It was about as deflating of a loss as I've been a part of. I mean, Friday was great. I'm glad I went. I had a great time in Detroit. Beating Creighton was a lot of fun, so I have no regrets there. It was a good trip, a great trip even.
yeah.
But yeah, the loss on Sunday, I mean, that was one of the all-time painful losses.
How did you find Detroit to be as a city? Is
I
it
liked
up and
it.
coming?
I mean, I don't know if it's up and coming or whatever, but I liked it. We stayed downtown and we were within walking distance of everything, and we were in a good part of town. So like I'm sure there's some rough places, and you ran into a couple of homeless people, and but that's any big city.
Sure.
The weather was a little dark and dreary, and it rained a little on Saturday, but I like kind of cold weather. I like being able to wear sleeves and jeans and all that. So I like Detroit. Now I don't think I'm ever going to go back for any reason. Like I don't have any reason to go back to Detroit, I don't think, but I thought it was cool. The fact that the Pistons moved downtown, that makes it cool because you got the Pistons arena, you got Comerica Park for the Tigers, and you got Ford Field pretty much all in a really close proximity.
You don't think you'll go back to Detroit maybe for a summer exhibit at the art museum?
The art museum was pretty cool, man. I'll send you some pictures after we get off the air, but it's funny. We went to a breakfast spot on Saturday. It was just kind of a walk-up window, and we're there ordering, and my friend Terrell, who's black, is ordering.
Mm-hmm.
I'm behind him, and my friend Marwan, who is Palestinian and tan skin, is standing off to the side, and this homeless guy pulls up and on his bike, and he kind of lingers for a bit, and he then asked my friend Marwan if he would. Basically, started talking to him, and Marwan was like, basically, I'm not giving you money.
Mm.
The guy's like, so you won't buy me something to eat? And he says, damn. He's like, and here I was. I asked you because I thought you were the only person that would actually do it for me. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, I don't say anything, but me and Terrell just kind of look at each other, and we're kind of just like, what the fuck do you mean by that? Like, because I'm like, you know what? If he's racist and doesn't want to ask the black guy, I get it. Like, if he's got these preconceived notions of like, hey, I don't like black people aren't going to give me any money. If he had that preconceived notion, I'd be like, okay. But me, and I had a toboggan on, so he couldn't even see that I was bald. Me just standing there.
You can kind of tell. Keep going, though. Keep going.
Me and you wearing a toboggan would look the same for the most part.
I've got kind of sideburns that kind of you could. I've got like in the back. You can see. It's not important. Keep going.
And I'm just wondering, like, why the hell he made that assumption that the tannish brown guy would be the one to buy him a sandwich, but not me, the white guy, or Terrell, the black guy. Again, if he was racist, I kind of get why he didn't ask Terrell, but me, I couldn't understand why he didn't ask me. I would have actually bought him a sandwich. That's what's crazy. If he'd asked me for a sandwich, I would have fucking bought him one. And I almost bought him one anyways just to spite him. But then I was like, no, fuck that guy. I'm not buying him a sandwich because he got mad at Marwan, then like rode his bike off in a bad mood.
Well, it's because you were wearing the toboggan. You probably looked less approachable. You know what I mean? Like I think a guy wearing anything on his head looks generally less approachable than a guy who's just standing there letting the sun hit him in the head. What race was the homeless guy? Was he white?
I think he was just white. I didn't get like a really good look at him, but like I'm pretty sure he was just white.
Just right.
Yeah, just
Freudian
white.
slip there. Be careful.
I can barely speak, but I clarified that I had a beanie on just in case maybe he thought I was a skinhead or something. Like he couldn't even see that I was a skinhead. Maybe he doesn't like bald guys, but I really don't think he could tell that I was actually bald. So like, I don't know. I was dumbfounded by it.
Do you think he thought Marwan was like Saudi Arabian or something, or like from like one of those big money, like from the UAE, maybe?
Maybe, but
he thought like this guy's got disposable income. He's like a Saudi prince or something. I mean, who
maybe.
knows?
But like I said, if he'd asked me for a sandwich, I actually would have bought him one.
So he didn't get to eat.
Not then at that moment, and not from that restaurant.
Well, he shouldn't have been making assumptions. That's a valuable lesson for him. I'm sure he's learned a lot of life lessons being out on the streets, but that's another one.
Add it to the list.
Yep. Well, Lizzo has quit after the bridge collapse in Baltimore. She's quit touring.
I don't know if those are connected, are they?
I don't know if they are or not, but the timeline lines up. She Bridge collapses, Lizzo quits. I mean, you connect the dots.
Are you going to work that into your routine?
Yeah, probably. I probably will this week while it's timely. I don't know how long that'll work, but for a little while it'll be funny. You know.
Now, is the implication in that joke is that she is the ship that hit the bridge, or just that she's so heavy that she made the bridge collapse, or
yeah,
what's the joke there?
yeah. It's just kind of a funny coincidence, that a bridge collapses and then 3 days later Lizzo has to get out of the public eye. Kind of makes you wonder what's going on there. What's the deal? Was Lizzo performing nearby? Maybe was she doing a show in DC? It's hard to say.
She said she retired because of the haters. Is that what she said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which I don't think she should do that because now she's letting them win.
That's true. Sometimes the haters are just right. Sometimes your biggest detractors, Cody, when they tell you that you can't do something or that you're no good, sometimes they're right.
I don't know if Lizzo and the bridge collapse are connected, but speaking of connected, did you see where the conjoined twin has married an Army veteran?
I saw where a conjoined twin, the ones that got famous, was it back on Oprah back like 15 years ago? Where
Mm-hmm.
they are now married. I didn't see anything about the guy. I saw what he looked like, but I didn't know his background.
Apparently, he's an Army veteran, so thank you for your service, sir. And congratulations on having two women in the front seat telling you how to drive. I can't take credit for that one. I saw that one online, but I thought it was funny. Conjoined twins. What a deal.
I would make those freaks sit in the back seat. I'm not letting them sit in the front with me. No thanks. Get out of
Oh,
here.
what do you think you refer to them as them? Like, would they
No.
be a they them pronoun because
No.
of the two heads?
I think they would be offended by that. They have two separate names. I think they would want to be addressed separately.
Hmm. Do you think conjoined twins, do you think like they take turns on just general body maintenance? It's
I
like,
have no clue
no,
how that works. I have
I don't
no
either.
clue. Yeah, like it honestly, and this is going to sound terrible. I'm sorry if we have any conjoined twins listening right now, but it freaks me out. I don't like looking at them.
Yeah.
Ever since those girls popped up into my life 20 years ago, I've been disgusted by them. And it's not fair to them. I understand that. I'm not trying to be mean, but they creep me out. And I don't like thinking about them. And I don't like thinking about how they feel or move or anything like that. Matt Damon made that terrible movie. Well, I assume it was terrible. I didn't watch that movie where he's a conjoined twin, and I wouldn't watch it. I had no interest in it. You know what I'm talking about? There's a movie. It's called Stuck on You.
No, but I'm just picturing Matt Damon with two heads.
Well, no, it's him. It's him and like a dark-headed guy. That it's not even the same person. They don't even look alike.
Oh, geez. You got to at least have the same face, don't you?
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are with these freaks. So I hate it for them. I don't know. Look, man, I know that you can love somebody and that love works in mysterious ways, but I don't understand how you fall in love with a mutant like that.
This is a very mysterious way. I don't think they like being referred to as mutants, but
And I'm being hateful. I'm sorry, but they make me feel weird. They make me feel weird.
who do you consider to be a bigger freak, a conjoined twin or Zach Edey?
The twins.
Yeah.
The twins.
Yeah. They wouldn't have been dominating the paint yesterday. I know that. Two heads. I mean, that is a fascinating, like, you got to think, though, in terms of just things that human beings do and that human beings are, that is one of the most fascinating things in our species. There are few things more interesting than that, right? Because there's so many questions. So many. Like, I can think of, just off the top of my head, I can think of 20 questions. Like, I would love to, that would be a great podcast guest, is to get a conjoined twin or conjoined twins. Like, is it plural? Is it singular? I don't fucking know.
Can you just get one of them without bringing the other one on? Like, did the other one just sit there? That would be pretty funny if you had conjoined twins on, but you only talked to one. And like when the other one tried to talk, you're like, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in hearing from you. I want to talk to Brittany, not Ashley. Ashley, please pipe down.
If you were a conjoined twin, would you prefer that the other head be able to talk or not be able to talk? Like, which do you think would be better?
You would want to be able to have conversations with it.
You'd never be lonely. Like that's definitely. I mean, there's probably a lot of pros and cons of conjoined twinism, but that's a pro. I'd say is you're never lonely.
Yeah, but you're also never able to be alone.
True. True.
Now, I
True.
want to know what happens to this other girl. Now, is she allowed to still get married?
Sure. Yeah. But then the husband's got to be around at the same time, and then it's like,
How does that work?
is that a threesome or is it a foursome? Is that a like? I don't know. Did they both have
I
thoughts?
don't want to talk about it. I don't know. It's making me feel weird. Move on. I'm getting I'm about to throw up. I'm about to be like that guy in the bathroom stall next to you, just thinking about it.
Who clips the toenails? I don't know. I would have so many questions. So many questions for them. So
You know what? I am happy that the one girl got married, though. I hope she's happy.
yeah, I mean that marriage is bound to last. You
And
know,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for calling. Sorry for calling them mutants.
if
It
they
just makes me
have,
feel weird.
if they reproduce, would
I
the
don't want to think
kid,
about it. I don't want to think about it. It's going to make me throw up.
would maybe the one head? I'm thinking the one head would be an aunt. It's like this is my mom slash aunt Sheila slash Sherry.
They're
I
both
don't know.
moms.
I don't think they're both moms. I think one would be an aunt, but then it's like your aunt and your mom have the same. I don't know. It's again too many questions to answer. So Detroit, you had a nice breakfast. You denied a homeless man a meal.
I didn't deny he didn't
Um,
ask me. No, he never asked me. I didn't deny nothing. I didn't deny anything. I was never asked.
did you eat anything good? Did you have some good food?
I mean, I ate a pizza. That was pretty good, actually. It was a really good pizza. They loaded it up with some fresh ingredients.
Was it
Plus, it was the first thing I ate, all day, so it tasted really good.
was it Detroit style
It
or
was not.
just regular pizza?
What the hell is Detroit style? Well, actually, I don't
Apparently,
even know what's Detroit style. What?
apparently the sauce is on top, which is it's always been a little strange to me.
Oh,
But
okay. I thought that was what Chicago was.
no, Chicago's deep dish. Detroit is kind of like Chicago in that it's a deeper dish pizza, but they put their sauce on top.
Okay, I thought Detroit was thin crust, but I don't know.
Yeah, Detroit's like it's kind of like deep dish. It's like square, and then they put cheese on it, and then
The
toppings or
sauce on
whatever,
top.
and then the sauce on top, which is unique to say the least.
Okay, I thought that was Chicago. I never studied the pizzas, but no, this was just a normal pizza.
Yeah, well, that's good. Did you? I was wondering maybe if you had any good chicken dishes or anything like that.
No, no. For breakfast on Saturday and Sunday, I ate two separate egg sandwiches from places. They were both pretty good,
Mm.
but yeah, that was it. Nothing fancy.
I learned about an interesting chicken dish, is why I was curious.
Oh, so you were
Um,
just trying to segue into your own interesting topic.
yeah,
Okay, go ahead. Tell me about your chicken.
I learned about a dish called pinikpikan, which is apparently a chicken dish in the Philippines. Have you heard of it? It's pinikpikan?
No.
No? Okay. Well, apparently it's a chicken, or it can be duck. If you don't want chicken, you can use duck. But they beat the live animal with a stick before cooking it. So you take either a chicken or a duck, and then while it's alive, you beat the shit out of it. And apparently, the thought here is that when you beat the live chicken with a stick prior to cooking, it gets bruised up and it has bruises all over it, and so the blood comes to the surface. And they say that's supposed to like enhance the flavor and make it more tender. So you essentially you torture the chicken, and then get this: while you're doing that, as you beat the chicken, they also briefly, not for a long period of time, but they briefly scorch it with fire to burn off the excess feathers.
Yeah, I guess other countries might not have the same like ethic standards that we have. That's interesting to think about because when you're telling me about beating this chicken, it sounds a little too inhumane. And I understand that no slaughtering of animals could necessarily be considered humane, but I think I got a problem with this. I don't want to eat any of this chicken.
Imagine being a chicken. on the chicken farm and you figure out that you're going to be Panicpacan. It's like I would want to be just like nuggets or something. Like, what would you want to be if you were a chicken getting ready to get slaughtered and you could choose your? Would it be afterlife or your? Or I guess it would be kind of your purpose. You know, like for humans, our purpose for a lot of people, it's religion. It's like I'm gonna go to heaven, or some people, their purpose is just I live for my kids or whatever. As a chicken, your purpose is maybe what you become.
Some lay eggs.
That's the good job for a chicken, is to just be an egg layer.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I just
I
pump
wouldn't mind being the one that wakes farmers up in the morning.
a rooster.
Yeah, it's close enough. They're in the same family.
How would you do it?
I can't do it right now. My throat hurts too much. Cock-a-doodle-doo! I can't do it.
You, you sound like that. You sound like that homeless woman that froze to death in the old city.
This would be a bad sequel to the movie Chicken Run. If you find out you're going to get your ass beat by a hammer, you have to really get away.
Yeah, I mean that's tough, man, to get tortured like that. And
Is a roasted chicken just set on fire?
well, I think they kill them first, like when we roast chickens in America, I think that we behead them or whatever first. I worked in a chicken plant for 2 nights one time. Pretty
Sounds
wild.
gross.
It stinks in there. It smells awful. Chicken
Yeah.
plants.
Anything on the farm usually smells pretty awful.
Yeah. It's kind of wild how we just send them down this conveyor belt though and just cut their heads off. Like it's just a machine. Like there's no dignity in that. There's no life in that at all. It's just they are there for one reason, and that's to serve us. We're just cutting heads off at a rate of like, I don't know, 30 chickens a minute or something like that. Like there's no funeral. There's no empathy. It's just off with your head. Boom, 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 boom. But we got to eat.
I try not to think about it.
Did we talk about on the podcast already how chickens are the most consumed animal by humans?
No, but that would make sense if it's true.
It is true. It is true. Like worldwide, everybody eats chicken. I saw a chart the other day that was like it was the most consumed animals, basically like animals that are slaughtered every year for human consumption. And chicken, like if it's a bar graph, it goes like it's like pig and then like cow and then chicken is like up here because the whole world eats chickens. Like some cultures don't eat pork or like Jews. Jews don't eat pork. I think Indians, they don't eat cattle, or Hindus. I don't know if it's a religious thing or what, but literally everybody eats chicken.
Chicken
So
needs one of these religions to come and go to bat for it.
yeah, they could use some help. Only people that don't eat chickens are vegans.
Shout out to all the vegans.
How long you think you could be vegan?
Not very long. I love chicken. I
Yeah,
love eggs. You want to try to do a vegan challenge?
not really.
Yeah,
That's
me
all I
neither.
eat.
Yeah, it would be interesting though, because I think we'd both struggle with it.
I was
I don't even
vegan.
know what I would eat. Like I really, if you told me I couldn't eat meat, like even if you told me I'd just be vegetarian, like I don't know what I would eat. I think I would just eat salad every day.
Bread. Yeah.
Yeah, like I would be lost. I guess pasta. I just eat a shit ton of pasta. Like I don't know.
The only way I could do it, I think, would be to be one of these altered vegans, like where it's like, yeah, I'm vegan, but I eat fish. Or like, yeah, I'm vegan, but I still eat eggs. Like you gotta have, I mean, I love cheese so much. Like if you're hardcore vegan, you don't even eat cheese, I'm pretty sure, because it's a dairy product,
Yeah, no, it comes from
so
animals. Yeah, you wouldn't eat anything that comes from animals.
it would be tough. I tried to do it for like 3 days one time because I saw a documentary about how meat is bad for you. And so I was like, oh, I'll try this. and then it lasted. I say 3 days, but really it's like 2 days with some cheat meals. But I just bought that frozen vegan stuff. Some of that stuff doesn't taste bad, like the makeshift chicken strips or whatever.
I just like thinking of the vegetarians and vegans that also drink, and like when they drink, like how often they've actually just like broken their vows
Mm-hmm.
with a good drunk food.
Yeah.
Just a good drunk 2 a.m. slice of meat pizza or a hamburger or something like that.
I had a vegan in the car one time that wanted Taco Bell, and they said like substitute the meat for beans, so they just get like a taco with beans, I guess.
It'd be funny if Taco Bell is just like, no,
No, we don't have any beans left.
just
All we got is.
no. We're not going to do it. Either eat it or don't.
Did you know Taco Bell's ground beef is actually like fish?
It's ground beef as fish.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but I heard that one time that it's actually made from fish.
Well, growing up, I always heard their ground beef was actually dog. So I mean, I guess it's kind of the same thing.
That's an interesting one. I've never heard that. You usually hear that about like Chinese food.
Horses got horses a lot too.
Horse meat.
I think that's part of the reason I just never liked Taco Bell.
They eat horse meat pies in England.
The racist things people used to say about it. I guess I don't know if that's what my very redneck family and friends were, if they were steeped in racism or what, but that's what my young mind had ingrained to it, was not to eat Taco Bell, that you couldn't trust the meat.
Do you think you
So
can
that was a
name?
little racist in hindsight, but it stuck with me.
Yeah, well, I think it's just xenophobia. I think that's what they call that.
Okay, fair enough.
It's just like stereotypes about. I don't know if it's racist, but it's like it's probably like borderline racist, maybe. It's if you, it's like different cultures are like shocking, certain stereotypes.
Yeah, like racism versus xenophobia versus like prejudice and all that. Like it gets a little skewed. You're probably right though.
Do you think you can name the seven great powers of the world, like the seven most important countries?
Do you have the list?
I know it off the top of my head because I looked at it a couple days ago.
America,
That's one of them. Yep.
Russia,
Yes.
China,
China. Yes.
Great Britain,
Yes. You're 4 for 4. There's three more. Yeah. There's three more.
France,
Yep. There's two more. What are the two other great?
Italy.
Nah. See, Italy's like number 8. They're like
Okay,
they're
India.
no, not India.
Oh,
Italy's teetering on becoming a great power, but they're still. I think their GDP is not big enough to be considered like.
is it just Germany and Japan?
Yeah, yeah. That's actually you got them both. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the Italy and India guesses weren't very good before those. I should have just went with those first. I
I
definitely
mean,
thought
there's
India was going to be on there just because of how many people are there, but I guess they're not really powerful and like
yeah,
military and stuff like that.
right. Yeah, that factors in. They factor in like GDP, military, global political influence. Like
Yeah,
there's like
India doesn't have that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I was looking that up the other day just out of curiosity. Did you know that America's GDP is like I did not know this, but our GDP is like 28 trillion and it's bigger than anybody's. China comes in second and theirs is like 19 trillion, but then third place is way down there. It's like and then I think Russia's is only like 3 trillion or something like it's their England has a pretty good GDP, but ours is well above everybody else, even China.
I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So anyway,
We be spending money.
yeah. Do you think it's homophobic for a girl to say anal is gross? I saw this on Reddit. This apparently
I
this
saw
girl
this post.
apparently this girl said her boyfriend calls her homophobic and says she's disgusted by gay people because she's disgusted by anal. Because he wants to do anal on her, and she's like, no, like, I'm not into that. It's gross. And he's like, oh, okay, so you think gay people are gross. And she's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just not into it. And so apparently just to tease her, I guess he calls her homophobic.
Do you think she's going to give in and do it?
For the cause? I don't know. How woke is she?
Do you think she'll try to introduce another man into the relationship that will do anal with her boyfriend and to put him to the test?
I thought you were going to say another method.
No, another man to put this guy to the test.
That would be a good way to flip it back on him.
Probably not. It probably wouldn't be, because I feel like the boyfriend would have much less of a problem with just being like, yeah, I guess I'm homophobic then. But the woman won't take it. The woman won't admit it. Because if a woman was going to call me homophobic for not wanting to do it, I'd be like, I guess so. I guess she got me.
I guess I am.
It's like my joke. It's about the joke I told you about just trying to pressure your girlfriend into anal. This guy probably doesn't even want to actually do it. He just wants to make her feel bad for not doing it. That was my whole joke.
Now, what would be the purpose in that? Why does he want to make her feel bad?
Just to mentally abuse your loved one. Just to try to have one over on her, make her feel bad and insecure about something.
Speaking of abusing your loved one, I had a rider yesterday who told me she was getting beat up. This girl told me that her man was hitting her. Like, he would throw her on the bed, and she's like, yeah, the kids are all fucked up because they hear us arguing all the time. And she was just saying, like, yeah, he hits me, and he made me get out of the house tonight. That's why I'm going. I was taking her to some bar. And I was like, have you considered...
What's a bar? That seems like a bad idea. That's not going to make him like her more if she's going to the bar to get drunk after he beat her ass.
I don't know, but I was like, have you considered, like, calling the police or something? And she just like, nah. I'm like, okay, well. So I just said, I was like, well, good luck with that. I mean, like, I guess if it was too bad, maybe you'd call the police. But then I'm like, well, is that victim blaming? Is that, is the trauma so bad that she can't stand to call the police? I don't know how these things work. She just said she's like, the way she said it, she's like, nah. I'm like, oh, okay. She was a little rough around the edges, she's kind of, and then the song that started playing, which I thought was just perfect in the moment, was The First Cut is the Deepest. Sheryl Crow's version of the Rod Stewart song, It's like, just impeccable timing.
I don't think most people probably know that that's a Rod Stewart song.
Okay, well, Sheryl Crow, whoever you want to say.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a Rod Stewart song. Sheryl Crow was enough for me. I know what song it is.
Yeah, she definitely did a better version of it. I like Sheryl Crow's version, but yeah, that was playing as she was telling me about her domestic abuse situation.
I thought you were going to tell me "Love the Way You Lie" or "The Thunder Rolls" came on.
No. I get a lot of content from these writers. I don't ask them; they just tell me. It's the military had the policy that the "Don't ask, don't tell." This is "Don't ask, do tell," which is just where I don't want to know, but they tell me anyway. I've had some good ones recently. I had a guy with a bandage on his head Saturday night and bloody arms. I hadn't done a hospital ride in a while, and so I was yeah, I'll pick this guy up.
Have you considered recording these?
Not really. I mean, I could. I could get one of those dash cams, You'd think a guy that's had some of the experiences I have would already have a dash cam, but I don't.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe that's the easiest way. I don't know do the dash cams have audio? I guess they do. I would I just think you could have some good content. Just every night, maybe there's at least a good 10-minute conversation you're having with some weirdo that you could put in the podcast.
Every night there is something interesting.
Was this woman who was getting her ass beat, was she attractive at all or no?
No, not at all. She was very small and gross looking. She was like,
I wonder if she's on drugs. Do you think she's on drugs?
No, I don't mean small like skinny. I mean she's like
When you said rough looking, I didn't know if you thought she was maybe on drugs or something.
nah. She seemed a few sandwiches short of a picnic. You know, she just kind of dull. Like I don't know what the word is.
Dumpy. I was wondering why she just didn't call the cops. If maybe she just didn't want the cops around because they were all on drugs. Do you
I
think
don't
she was
know.
maybe wanting you to offer to call the cops or kill this guy?
I don't know, but I wasn't going to get involved. I wasn't interested. Now, had she been attractive, you know, I might have.
Well, that's why I was asking.
If she was attractive, I might have seen what I could do. But
How hot would she have had to be if she was like, "Will you please help me"?
well, if she was in dire need, I
No, I'm
mean,
talking about if she was just like, "Look, I want you to help me kill this guy," or "I want you to help
I
me,"
wouldn't.
or "I want you to help me pack my things up and help me move."
I don't think I could get involved in that. I mean,
How hot?
what's she offering me?
You're just going to be her savior, and maybe something happens, maybe something doesn't happen.
I don't have that kind of a heart.
If she was
I,
a 10,
if she's a full 10, all right. So, you got to pitch me. Like, what exactly does she say?
she's just like breaking down on the verge of tears, just saying she needs a friend. Just
help me?
you know,
I'm getting beat on every night.
no, she doesn't have an accent. Her
Okay.
accent is not like that. She
Okay.
moved there. She's like she was trying to move there to be an influencer. Her
Uh,
boyfriend's a cokehead who's abusive. That's roid raging and beating her ass, and she
okay.
just
So he's a cokehead. Okay. So
and she's
that's
just
something
moved
I can
there.
relate to.
Maybe she's foreign, which means she doesn't have any friends or anywhere to really go, and she's just
Let me
like,
tell you
hey,
something, buddy. If she's foreign, she ain't a 10 in my book. Oh, okay. I'm just saying I like white
no,
women.
you're
That's all I'm
European
saying.
foreign. You're
Oh,
European foreign.
oh, fuck. Like Ukrainian?
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
fuck.
from Ukraine.
Oh, is she a refugee?
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, and she's like, please, I need somewhere I can maybe stay for a couple nights and just like until I find my next move.
And she's a 10?
Yeah,
Do I have to encounter this fella?
you never know. She's gonna ask you to help get her stuff, and you just kind of take a chance. She thinks he'll be out of the house on Tuesday working, and that you guys can get in there and get her stuff on Tuesday.
Can this guy whip my ass?
He's a cokehead that's also roid raging. I don't know
Well, if he's a
exactly what type
cokehead,
of.
he might be skinny.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what kind of body he's got, but he's also on steroids.
Come on now. Cokehead and roid rage? What kind of chemical situation is that?
Well, he can't handle it. That's why he's beating her ass. And no
Unstable
kids.
mentally? Yeah.
No kids. She has no kids, so we don't have that baggage anymore.
So all I got to do, we got to get her shit out of the house and get it, and she's coming with me.
She's gonna, just for a couple of days until she figures out her next move. In those couple of days, who knows? Maybe you can win her over and win her heart and be her hero because again, she doesn't have anyone else in America.
I've kind of been in that situation before. I took a girl in for about a week one time.
Oh, I don't think I knew that you took that girl in, but I remember you giving a meth head or recovering meth head a ride. You
No,
took her in.
that was a different one. That was a
Oh,
different one. This one was like 7 years ago. I met
oh,
this girl out at a bar, and she ended up hooking up with one of my friends, and then she stayed with me for like a week. I didn't even get anything out of it. She just needed a roof, you know. So, yeah, I mean, I might take a chance. If you're telling me she's a 10 and she's a Ukrainian refugee, I might, I might take a chance.
what if she's just a hot, dirty 8 blonde?
Yeah, I'd probably take a chance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If she's hot, I'm, you know, that gets you a lot of points in my book. If you're
What if she
attractive,
is a hot, dirty blonde that's a 8 but has 2 kids?
yeah, we can make room for the kids. You know, I got this place I'm staying in. It's a pretty good size room. I mean, we can put them a pen over in the corner or something. You know, we'll make it work. Again, if she's
What
hot, I'll go to lengths.
What
That
if she asks if her and her kids can sleep in the bed? You take the floor.
now, see, that's where it gets tricky because I really need a bed. I'm at the age where I'm not really a floor sleeper. Yeah, I wake up with so much back pain now.
2 nights on the air mattress have completely ruined my body, so I feel you there.
Yeah, I can't even do an air mattress because it deflates. So I like anytime I stay with somebody and they're like, "Yeah, we got an air mattress," or it's either that or a futon. A futon like one of those cheap Walmart futons. It's got a 3-inch cushion, but with all my weight on it, I'm on that metal bar. You know what I mean? That metal bar is just piercing my back, so I can't do an air mattress or a futon. I need a real mattress. I think the older you get, you value that sleep too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's critical. So anyway,
So you're saying no to the 8 with 2 kids that also needs your bed?
I think so. Yeah, I think I might say no. I would try to negotiate. I'd be like, why is this a stipulation? Like,
So can we just not put like a pillow in between us and I just sleep on one side? I'll lay very still. Like, Big, don't worry, I don't roll over. I'll just lay very still.
well, we can just put the kids in the floor. I've got several blankets and quilts and stuff. You ever heard of making a pallet like that? That's what my grandma used to do when I was a kid.
The kids love pillow forts. Yeah, just make them a pillow fort.
Yeah, throw them some pillows. They'll be entertained for hours. So I would try to negotiate that.
Can we go back and visit you getting cucked by this homeless girl you brought in for a week that she hooked up with your friend, but then just
she was not
friend zoned
homeless.
you?
Well, she was not homeless. She
did have a home for a week.
Well, she was she was on the run. She was
so a fugitive. All right, so can we revisit you bringing in this fugitive that wouldn't hook up with you, but hooked up with your friend, but then stayed with you?
Well, to be fair, I didn't try to hook up with her, which in hindsight, I wish I did, because like I definitely could have got it, and like she was giving me that vibe, and I guess I was just too much of a pussy. I don't know why I didn't try something, but I definitely could have, because if you knew this girl, you could figure out that she's,
Well, most good girls are not fugitives from the law, so exactly. I guess that checks out.
Exactly. A guy like me can get a bad girl, She's not going to be a homemaker. She's not going to cook for you, and but she was that type of girl. She was on the run. She wasn't actually a fugitive. She was just one of these kind of girls that goes town to town.
She was just mad at her parents and wanted to lash out.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. We were in college. It was like 2016 or something. We were at Cool Beans. And I just went up and started talking to her because, if I have enough drinks in me, I'll do that. And we just hit it off. And she was cool and we were cool. We went skinny dipping that night. And anyway, she ended up having a threesome.
You her and your friend that she hooked up with? The 3 of you guys naked in the pool?
No, there were a few other people there too.
2 other dudes, just the 4 of you guys all hanging out?
Yeah, there were like 3 naked dudes and her. And there was another lesbian chick. So there ended up.
So 4 people wanted to have sex with this girl.
Yeah, and 2 of them did. There ended up being like a threesome situation, which me.
So there's a threesome situation. So there were 4 naked people in the pool, and 3 of them had sex, but not you.
There were 5, so me and another guy did not get any of the action. But
did you just sit there and jack off in the corner, or what?
No, I just
put your ear up to the door and see if you could hear anything.
Well, I don't know if you know this about me, but normally by the time in the night that I'm skinny dipping, I'm so goddamn drunk that I'm not in any sort of state of mind to know anything. So like I just passed out. In fact, I passed out on a mattress that night with no sheets on it. So that's always good to wake up to, just a cum-stained mattress with no sheets, no pillow, just mattress.
Fair enough.
But anyway, me and her went to the Waffle House the next morning, and she stayed with me. Buy
your breakfast?
I think maybe she did, actually.
You definitely bought hers.
No, I didn't. But I put her up for about a week, and like looking back on it, I definitely should have tried to get something because
you probably shouldn't have.
Well, I was playing the guitar and stuff, and she liked it, and I wasn't even.
You went to a guy at the beach trick, huh? You just pulled out the old acoustic and started singing some songs for her.
Well, I didn't Not really. I mean, I was just doing my thing, and she just
Sure,
happened to be
sure,
there.
sure. Yeah,
It
just like
was.
the guys are on the beach just playing guitars, and girls just happen to be walking by.
She wasn't bad looking either. She ended up making an OnlyFans, and like years later when that came out, she was an OnlyFans girl. But she interesting broad, you know. She was fun. She was exciting. It was a different time. It was Shark Week too. It was like in early August, and so she just I remember she just watched Shark Week all week at my house.
Did you guys reference Shark Week while you were all naked in the pool? Did you try to like swim around like sharks?
No, no, I don't think
Missed
so.
opportunity.
I didn't know she was into Shark Week until after the skinny dipping thing. So um, anyway, you know some of these people involved, but I can't name names. But you know some of them.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah.
I won't name names since this is going public, but
Okay.
it's a fun story though. So anyway, and then another one of my riders had family drama with the gay brother. Apparently, they all went out and got drunk. So big family, I guess. There's a girl. She's got two sisters and a brother. So there's at least four siblings. And the brother has got a best friend. And apparently they were out drinking. And like the night before, the best friend told this girl, he's like, hey, your brother's gay. Me and him have been hooking up for years and like we're in love and all this shit. And like they had no idea that the brother was even somewhat gay. And so she's like, what? And like she said she was shocked by it. And apparently she told the two sisters, and the two sisters just wouldn't hear it. They're like, we don't want to hear any of this shit. This is bullshit. You're starting drama. And so this girl was like upset because her sisters wouldn't like back her on this or whatever. They wouldn't, you know. And so she said that she talked to her brother about it and that he denied everything. He's like, no, it's bullshit. This guy's fucking whatever. He's lying to you and all this. And so apparently it's this whole dramatic deal. And the girl just, she said that her sisters would not hear it. But then I made a comment to her because I was playing music. I was playing like Outcast or something. She was like, just jamming to the music, you know. She's like, oh, I like this. And I'm like, and I just said something like, you're like true millennial or something, like me or something. I'm like, yeah, the 2000 stuff. She's like, what do you mean by that? And I was like, well, I'm just saying, like, this was big in the 2000s. And like you said, you were, you know, you graduated so-and-so. And she's like, I'm not a millennial. It's like, what? She's like, I don't like being called a millennial. And then I started to be like, okay, I think I'm with the sisters on this. I think this girl's just a cunt. And and I'm with the sisters.
So wait,
I wouldn't want to hear your bullshit either about
do
the
we
gay
have
brother.
a resolution? That's it. That's the end of the story.
That's all I got.
Oh God damn it! So like,
That's all I got.
so no one, the brother didn't confront his lover. No one called this other guy out for lying. Like we don't know.
Well,
If
yeah.
we don't know if they were actually hooking up or what.
Well, yeah. The last I heard, she said that she had talked to her brother. He denied everything and said he was going to talk to the guy about it.
But he
So
didn't
that's,
call him out in front of everybody. So he's definitely gay. They're definitely hooking up.
I don't know why the guy would say that and it not be true, but
This
like,
guy is clearly closeted, and his lover was trying to force him out of the closet before he was ready, and that's what happened.
well, also the best friend was gay. He was
Yeah.
like out as a gay man. So
Yeah.
so
It-
yeah, the brother, and she was mad because the brother's got like a long-term girlfriend too,
Oh,
apparently, and so like
well,
that
why
was
was he out with the gay best friend and not the girlfriend?
well, I think everybody was there. I think
Oh,
it
the
was
girlfriend was there too.
I think so, yeah. But then that's why the sisters were mad because they didn't want her to bring this shit up while everybody's out hanging out. But
Yeah,
then
yeah,
I
yeah.
figured out that this girl's a little bit of a cunt, and so I was kind of like, you know what? I'm with the sisters. I think
So how old is this girl?
this girl was like 33, 34 maybe.
What do you mean she didn't want to be called a millennial? She is right.
Well,
She
yeah,
is the quintessential millennial. Like I
Well,
am 34, and
that's
I
what
am
I said.
smack dab like a millennial.
That's what I said. I made a comment like that, like you're a quintessential millennial, or like, you're a true millennial. Because she was complaining too about her sister's younger than her, like her sister's 10 years younger than her, which was another sign to me that she's like in her 30s, and I was like, yeah, there's an age gap or something. I'm like, yeah, you're a millennial, and just for whatever I said, the moment I said millennial, she's like, I'm not a fucking millennial. Like she hated that term or something.
Was she single?
I don't know.
As far as you know,
she should be.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's probably dealing with some issues. Her brother's got 2 lovers. She doesn't have any. Who knows if her sister's had any lovers there? But she's riding around with you by herself. That's tough.
You think that's indicative of someone with issues if they're willing to get in the car alone with me?
Yeah, kind of. Honestly, she had no friends in the car with her. I assume this was this right after it all happened or no?
Yeah.
Well, you're out with your big family and no one rides back with you. That I feel like that's a pretty big red flag.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah. That
like none of them was like, hey, we'll go back with you, or hey, we'll drop you off. Like that seems like a pretty big red flag. It seems like she got too drunk and they sent her ass home, is what it sounded like.
Kind of sounds like she sucks, right? Yeah. I think that.
I'm not saying she's wrong. Her boyfriend, or excuse me, her brother might be a closeted homosexual. She might be onto something here. And, she was just reporting what other people told her, but she also may suck. All these things can actually happen.
And again, this was another one of those don't ask, do tell things where I didn't ask anything about any of this. It was dropped on me. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm the therapist here. It's wild how people just do that. They just drop shit on you.
You need to start recording these.
You think?
I don't know if that's illegal. Like some states, like only one party has to know things are recorded. And I'm sure you can actually just put like a little disclaimer somewhere that says rides are recorded for my safety, for our safety. Like that's pretty common in Uber.
I've been robbed.
Yeah, like I feel like that's pretty common. People have the dash cams.
Yeah, I don't think it's illegal at all. I think the question I would wonder about it is like, can you use it for content purposes like that?
I would think so. I mean, people record people out in public all the time on their phones and shit.
Yeah,
you're not putting it on broadcast television.
That's true. I mean, some of them definitely are worth watching. Like I
would love to have heard this little cunt just sit here and whine.
Yeah, and like some people are funny too. Like you just have. It's always great when you just have like an organic conversation with somebody and you got the same vibe.
And honestly, it would probably make your rides better because you could kind of try to fuck with people or get them talking. You wouldn't be as annoyed listening to them talk if you knew you might get some content out of it.
That's all fun and games until I'm shot in the head on camera, on live on the live feed.
Well, at least we'll have a way to remember you.
Yeah.
Just slumped and bleeding with chunks of your.
Look at his last moments. He's crying. Please don't kill me. I have so much to live for.
And they're like what? And you're like, I got a podcast.
I'm an open mic comedian. Tell my mother I love her. Yeah. That my last.
Tell Mom I'm sorry. I haven't got her paid back yet. I'm sorry, Mom. Tell my dad I'm sorry about the data on the phone.
Tell John he's never getting that $400. Yeah. And then I just fade into heaven.
Come on, heaven. Let's be for real.
Yeah. Wherever you go,
All right.
Is risen.
I'll talk to you later this week. Hope you have a good Monday. You getting on stage tonight?
Yes. Well, tonight's Kill Tony, so I'll probably go stand in that line and, like an idiot, sit at that bar for 2 hours. But that's the only way to get on there. So,
all right.
That's what
good luck. Hopefully, you get your name pulled, and hopefully, you got your 60 seconds ready to go.
Yeah. Are you? When will you, I have 2 questions for you. When will you be in the new studio? I keep wondering about that. Is that coming soon?
The current goal right now is Monday.
Oh, nice. We're getting down to it. Okay, and then
we got all the equipment in. We're just having to figure out how to wire it up and get stuff from the old place transferred to the new place. So it seems like Monday is the new goal.
And then the other thing I had is, I told you I'll be in this weekend.
Yeah,
So
yeah. What
yeah,
day you coming in?
Friday, Friday. So
Yeah, that's about the time
um,
I'll be touching down in Philadelphia. So I hope you have a good weekend.
okay, so you are going to Philadelphia.
No, I'm not.
Um,
I'm not going to WrestleMania.
oh, okay. Well, hey, maybe I'll see you around. If not, no big deal. But so next Monday podcast, I'll be in town. So should we try to do like a
Yeah, let's try to do a
live?
live one. Yeah, yeah. Are you
How would we
staying?
do that?
Are you staying with Miles when you come in, or what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's just try to do it at his place.
You think we could do? Yeah, maybe we could do that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, he's got that room that he does his in, and I owe him a podcast anyways. I was supposed to do it last week. I just didn't have time.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we can. Maybe Monday.
Okay, cool. I'll see you this weekend.
All right. So long.
See ya. Hey.